Yes, indeed. I love being authentic. I can't, even on my podcast, I can't stand anything that's scripted. Anything that's scripted, I would rather stray away from because authenticity is something that you can't buy. And when you're looking at authenticity, you're looking at something that's real. You're looking at something that other people can actually receive your message. They can receive the vibe. They can really see exactly where you're coming from just by looking at you and then starting to feel that vibe at the same time.
Welcome to Inspired Choice today. I'm your host, Caroline Biesalski, here to bring you authentic stories, surprising lessons, and powerful takeaways to fuel your journey in business and life. In each episode, I'll take you from one inspiring guest to the next, blending their experiences with my expertise to uncover practical strategies you can use right away. Whether you're starting out or stepping up, stay tuned for insights and actionable tips that make a difference. And stick around until the end for a special freebie just for our listeners. Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline, and my today's guest is Yehloe, the poet, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so happy that you said yes to our interview. How are you doing today?
I am great. In my opinion, every day is a great day.
Oh, yes, that's so true. And I would love to introduce you to the audience first. Of course, you are an American author, writer, performer, and advocate of love, known for your inspiring poetry and storytelling. Your latest book, Redeem Love, explores the diverse facets of love and relationships, offering messages that resonate deeply with readers from all walks of life. Yellow's poetry, including his celebrated piece Beautiful Flower Process, has garnered, I don't know this word, recognition across the US and internationally. With performances on stage, social media, podcasts, and radio, your work continue to inspire and uplift audiences worldwide. You are also the host of your own podcast and run an online store where your work can be accessed. Welcome to the Inspired Podcast, Yehloe the Poet.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So nice.
That's a
And my
great
first,
intro.
yes, let's inspire the world. And my first question is, your book, Redeem Love, delves into love and relationships in a unique way. What inspired you to write this collection of poetry, and what message do you hope readers take away from it?
Well, my inspiration for Redeem Love is just just being about me, about the artistry, and about creative writing. And love has always been something that I've always been intrigued by. I love writing about love, and I think it's something that everybody should receive messages from. And as far as the message that I want people to receive from it is, for one, when you read the book, for the women, it's actually about letting the women know that there's somebody out there who actually understands what they're going through, the things that they understand. Somebody actually understands that. On the flip side, it's for the men to learn how to put the love back into the relationship.
Wow, thank you for sharing this message. I'm so inspired already. And what can inspire us more than the feeling of love, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I love that. My next question is, Beautiful Flower Process was recognized as one of the most inspiring poems about growth. Can you tell us the story behind this poem and what it means to you personally?
So there was this contest going on in California, and I received a message because they've read poems that I've done before, and California wanted me to actually enter the contest, so I did, and I couldn't think of anything to write about, so instantaneously, beautiful flower process came to my mind, and what I wrote about was how flowers grow in reference to how people grow in real life. So the beautiful flower process is a double standard. It shows how flowers grow, but it also shows how people grow in real life. And that right there was something that I came up with instantaneously. I wasn't for sure if it was going to win, but I actually got the gold cup for that poem, and I was super excited. I couldn't believe it because I was that was the first time I had ever won anything as far as my poetry is concerned.
That's great. I love that analogy of the beautiful flower and the people are growing.
Yes.
So great. Yeah, and congratulations to your win. There will be many, many more, right? What do you
Thank you.
plan next?
Well, now I'm actually writing a new book, and with this new book that I'm writing, it's actually a nonfiction book. So I will expose the title. The title of it is called The Waiting Room, and the waiting room is it consists of a lot of different things. Like mentally, a lot of people can't even imagine what this book will be about, but it's definitely going to be very intriguing. I'm gonna have a lot of things in there that will spark people's memory of things that they've had to do in the past and things that they may also be currently doing. So I'm looking forward to getting this book out there. I'm working on that project right now as we speak.
Oh, it's very inspiring. I think most of the people never leave the waiting room. Yeah,
And I agree.
because I was one of them, so I can witness this as well. And yeah, so I can share this. For example, what comes to mind is when the podcasts were invented in 2007 or 6, I don't know. Then I wanted to start my own podcast, but only like how much 15 years, I don't know, I cannot calculate. 15 years later, I left the waiting room, so to say, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I
Yes.
started my podcast. And yeah, I'm happy that I meet people like you from all around the world.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations on your podcast. Thank you so much. I'm
Thank
definitely
you.
happy. Yes.
Yes, and we met on PodMatch. It's the best platform to find people, to connect with people. It's so inspiring. It matches exactly the purpose of this podcast: connect, bring people together, share the message, and learn something new. So my
Yeah.
next question for you is, with poetry as a medium, you've reached people through various platforms. How do you think social media and podcasts have influenced the way you share your poetry and connect with your audience?
Oh my goodness, that is a great question. Oh my goodness. I tell you, when I first started doing my poetry live on social media, I was in fear that people would not like the messages that I was trying to portray, especially because most of the messages were about love. They were about different avenues that people go through in relationships. Excuse me. And during that time that social media had came out, it was just like, okay, I had a double standard. One minute I wanted to actually put it on there and see what people would think about it, but the other moment I was afraid that people would not like it and they would just pretty much dismiss it. So I took a chance. I went on and put it out there. Once I put it out there on the platform, and my first platform was actually Facebook. So I actually put it out there on Facebook, even though my first social media platform that I actually joined was MySpace. But my first platform to put my poetry out was actually on Facebook. And it was crazy, but I had so much fun after seeing all of the responses and what people thought about the poem and things of that nature. I was like, wow. I had no idea that people would actually like the content that I was putting out there. So I started putting more and more and more out there. And now I actually do what's called 60 off the top. So 60 off the top is me just impromptu giving out, spitting poetry that literally comes right from the top of my head at that moment. So there's no rehearsing, there's no practice, there's nothing. It's just straight off the top of my head at that moment. and I love it. I thought that people wouldn't like it, but it's been a beautiful way to send out messages, to send out different expressions and things of that nature. Now, one of the other misconceptions about my poetry, a lot of people think that I'm writing about myself, but I don't write about myself. I never write about me. Everything that I write is about experiences that I've seen, heard, or some that I even know about. But never do I put my own personal information into my poems. Never.
So people think it is about your life, but it isn't. It's something you witnessed in the, I don't know, in the streets, in the bus, I don't know, when you are sitting somewhere. So stories from other people, or we can watch this on social media when we watch a video, or how you call it, shorts, or TikTok videos, of course. And I love what you said about you started on Facebook, and I had to smile because at that time there was only Facebook. There was nothing else.
Yes.
And MySpace, yeah, MySpace. I don't know if it still exists at all, but there were
It does.
times before YouTube. Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that. And I'm so happy that you were courageous to step out of your comfort zone and to expose yourself and to bless the world with your poetry.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. I appreciate that a lot.
It sounds amazing. What you shared about this, I don't know the expression, but you described it when you just let it flow, and then the people can witness the process, the creative process of art, how it comes through you. It is given. It is, some people call it channeling, right? I don't know.
Yes, yes, yep. Channeling into a different energy. That's one thing about me. I am an alchemist, so I'm always dabbling into energies and into positive forces. So I kind of like meditate before I even do a poem, and pretty much just to see what the vibe brings to me, and whatever that vibe brings to me, then that's what I'll actually write about.
Oh, I understand. So you are open to the ideas that come. So you accept the ideas. You are open to receive, and
Yes.
then you share it. So it's like is it like a catalyst? I don't know if the word is appropriate. I don't know.
No, well, it's just pretty much um, accepting the forces, the energies that actually come before me, because I'm real deep on meditation. I love meditating, and I feel like meditation brings about a certain inspiration or a certain energy, and those certain energies, I reciprocate those, and then I utilize that energy to hopefully inspire my audience and other people.
That is great. And can you tell us something about who is your audience?
Right now, oh my goodness. From based on my podcast and based on my Google reviews, I'm looking at over 8 million people that actually view my podcast, that actually view all of my different social media sites. And we're looking at people from literally all over the world, from Africa, from Portugal, from Germany, from the UK, from different cities and states in America. It's a lot of places. Like, it's hard for me to name all of them.
Of course. And I assume that it has to do with your message and with your energy, the frequency you are in. It is love, and love is a universal language, right?
Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. A lot of people don't
Hmm.
know how silly I am, but I guess I'll start showing that too.
What?
I said a lot of people, they don't know how silly I am, but I
Ah,
guess I'll start putting some of that out there on my social media platforms as well, because I love to laugh, I love to smile, I love humor, and I love poetry just as much.
I love that you are authentically show yourself, and that way you encourage others to do the same, to show, yeah, to show them the beautiful self, like a flower, you said, beautiful flower, to the world, and share their unique gifts and talents, right?
Yes, yes, indeed. I love being authentic. I can't, even on my podcast, I can't stand anything that's scripted. Anything that's scripted, I would rather stray away from, because authenticity is something that you can't buy. And when you're looking at authenticity, you're looking at something that's real. You're looking at something that other people can actually receive your message. They can receive the vibe. They can really see exactly where you're coming from just by looking at you, and then starting to feel that vibe at the same time. It's the most important thing to me ever. Just staying real, keeping everything 100, and let's not sugarcoat things. I just like to keep it factual.
Oh, I love that too. I know I read your bio and the questions, but I thought that I will change this in further episodes to speak from my heart. And what you said is so important, to open all the channels, let it flow, and then the right message will come out, of course. And the most important thing you mentioned is you cannot buy authenticity. And I heard the sentence a few days ago, authenticity is a frequency.
Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And it's one of the most important frequencies in my life. It's one thing that I channel into, irregardless of what. Even when I'm talking to my grandchildren, when I'm talking to my wife, when I'm talking to my children, it's always something that I want to shine through my aura, shine through my messages, shine through me giving my family a hug, giving my wife a kiss, things of that nature. I want authenticity to just be organic, irregardless.
Organic. This is your message. Yes, and please tell us, where can we find you? Of course, we can find you everywhere on social media now, but do you have a specific a homepage you want to mention, or yes.
Well, you can definitely find me on, literally, like you said, all of my social medias. But now I'm focusing a lot on my YouTube channel, because YouTube has given a lot more freedom for me to be openly expressive. And they're also, believe it or not, behind the scenes, they're actually showing me different tips and tricks that can actually get more exposure. So I'm actually focusing in on and honing in on YouTube right now, more so than my other platforms. But I do still go to my other platforms like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm also on LinkedIn. I'm
Oh,
also on X, formerly known as Twitter.
mhm.
Oh my goodness. And just like we said, PodMatch as well. So I'm also on Spotify, and I'm also on iHeartRadio. So I'm also on Apple. So all these different platforms, I love it. I love it. I love it, because people are actually taking the information seriously, and they are loving the information and giving me positive feedback. I love it.
Oh, so you are exactly like me. I'm also everywhere, and I can, yeah, today you are at Be Connected. This is the platform where I record my podcast. You know, it's a integrated video conferencing system, but also a network platform form with 26,000 or 27,000 members, I think. So you can have your profile there too for free, by the way, and this goes to all the listeners. Today we have
Awesome.
a present for you. You grab your free account. And one thing, I have to mention one thing, because I started with TikTok because my kids said, "Oh, you have to be on TikTok." Okay. And now I have more followers than they have. But one thing I don't like at all, so I want to hear your opinion. This is Snapchat, because I
Oh,
don't get the message. What is it? There are strange people, and do you use Snapchat?
I actually do use Snapchat. I don't get on Snapchat that often, but I do use it. I just do like little short, quick, inspirational recordings, and then I pretty much get away from it and go right back to the other platforms. I'm not against Snapchat. It's just that to me, there's really not a lot to do.
Yeah, it's strange. There are people, but I tried it, I was open to it as well, and then I got overwhelmed, and it's too much. And I love that you mentioned you are on LinkedIn too. So please connect to Yehloe at LinkedIn and everywhere on social media and enjoy the poetry. It's a gift. Yes, we are given. And now is time for your last final thoughts, let's say, to the audience, please.
Sure, no problem. My final thoughts to everybody would be this: irregardless of what you go through in your entire life, always look to be authentic, always look to be organic, always hone into that power, because that is a power. And when you hone into that power, you're not just honing into an opportunity to please the world or to please others, but you're also looking into an opportunity to please yourself, because that internal power is where it starts at. And once you have that internal power in check, it starts to illuminate to other people as well. And that's the blessing that you want to always happen, because it also shines in your aura. So the moment people walk up to you, they're automatically going to see that. Never let that change, and always stay focused on that energy.
Thank you so much. Authenticity again, and then illuminate, and then we can illuminate the world together. Thank you. I'm so blessed by this podcast interview.
Thank you so much. It's been a blessing. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, and see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to Inspired Choice today. I'm thrilled to have you on this journey of growth and transformation. Don't forget to hit follow or subscribe to stay connected and never miss an episode. And here's something special. Grab your free 20-minute breakthrough session with me. It's designed to help you kickstart or level up your business. Just check out the show notes for more. Until next time, keep making those inspired choices. See you in the next episode.